welcome back, and I am back at you with part 2 of your confessions. These are your confessions. Today I am reading your worst date or most embarrassing dating experience. I am so excited to read these, and I watched my last confessions video and I realized in my intros I need to shut up. So yeah, let's just get right into this. I'm gonna start with the message box responses like I did last week, and honestly I think I only have 2. Obviously I think it's easier for you guys to DM me. Most of the stories are longer, so I have 2 message responses and then we'll go into the DM. So let's get started. Okay, so this first one is from Jadabug141. Hi Jada. She said it was at Starbucks. He showed up in an Uber and I had to drive him home after. Okay, that is scrub energy. Okay, you know the song, like I don't know scrub. And you know what? I'm not dissing anyone who's driving. Or who isn't driving. Like I don't know their journey. Okay, I'm not the one to bash someone over that. But it seems to me that was not communicated before this date. You know, like if it's one thing if he's like, hey, this is my situation, but I'd still love to like meet you at Starbucks. You know, whatever. But not to just sit you down, talk, and then be like, by the way, can you give me a ride home? No. And did he buy you your coffee? Did you get a bacon Gouda sandwich out of it? Like anything? No, I'd be irritated if I sat down with someone and then they're like, by the way, can you give me a ride home? Okay, this one is from Alexandria.Claire_. She said, I went to the drive-in and he was such a bad kisser. I pretended to sleep for 3 hours to avoid kissing him. Oh my, I feel like we have all been there. You know, like we've all been in those situations where you're like, it's not that he's creepy, you know what I mean, and he's like trying to force yourself. Like that's a whole different conversation situation. But like you're like, yeah, you're cool, whatever. But I'm just not the physical. Like I'm not vibing. So I need to either leave. And in your case, you could not leave. You literally were in a drive-in movie. That is worst case scenario for this situation. And you did what you had to do. You do what you have to do in those situations. You said you were fake sleeping for 3 hours. That is what I call commitment. You weren't even taking a nap. Like you full on had to close your eyes and act like you were sleeping for 3 hours. Like what were you thinking about for those 3 hours? That's what I want to know. Like what was going through your brain? Were you like trying to still watch the movie because you were into it and we're just like, mad respect, Alexandria. Also, you have a great name. It's very close to mine. This one would like to remain anonymous. He says, I asked a girl out and made reservations for dinner. Love that. Cute. I got to the restaurant. I waited 45 minutes and it turns out she stood me up. No. 45 minutes? Like, did you even have an appetizer? Bread? I drove 2 hours to get there. Absolutely. You went on a road trip on this date and she stood you up. Absolutely not. Get there and then drove 2 hours back home just to have my car break down halfway back. Never heard from her since. No, that is awful. Would be so pissed. I mean, like, I'm sure you were. I'm sure you had some words for her. I am a psychopath. Like, I would show up to her doorstep. Okay, no, I don't recommend you doing that, but I would have some words. Like, I went on a road trip. I sat there. I probably didn't have any bread or anything to snack on. And you stood me up, and then I drove 2 hours home, and my car broke down. It'd be over. You're on my hit list. This one is from my friend Linnea X McMahon. She said, I once was asked on a date by this really sweet guy who was really not my type, and I really wasn't interested, but I was bored and hungry. So he took me to Olive Garden and was really feeling the date, but I was just not vibing it at all. Okay. Also, I feel like we've been there. Like, don't even look at me right now and act like that you probably knew you were gonna get some free food on a date, and that was enough to be like, you know what? I'll go. We're gonna wine and dine and maybe I'll get some Dairy Queen afterwards. I'll see if we vibe. You do what you gotta do. It's called dating. But I think he may have played me his guitar when we were done with dinner and then I ghosted him. I was such a jerk, the poor thing, but the shrimp scampi was good. You got some dinner. You got a little tune. Love that for you. Okay, can I just tell you though, I married a musician. He's an incredible musician. Thank God. Like, he's amazing. But I remember one of my worst fears is talking to someone or dating someone and they were like, yeah, I really love music. And they pull out their guitar and it's like god awful. Just like, oh yeah. And because I'm just going to tell you something. I'm really bad at hiding my emotions, especially if I'm about to laugh. I have gotten in so much trouble my whole life from just being in school and laughing at inappropriate situations, or if I'm in trouble with my parents, I just laugh. Like, nothing's funny, I just laugh. And if someone's bad and they're playing in front of me, I would lose it. So, you know what? Sounds like you got a tune out of it. Probably wasn't that bad. I feel like you would have added that. So, you know, you thought, you know, I'm not really vibing with him, but you got some food, had a decent time, and you figured out, you know, that guy's not for me. And that's okay. Okay, this one is from Shady Montgomery. She said, if you were still taking confessions for worst date experience, I have a good one. Yes. Prom night date in high school. I got so drunk when we were done with prom, did not drink much, so it didn't take much. When we got back, we decided to watch a movie, and I started to know I was going to puke. Oh, God. That is the worst feeling when, like, the saliva is building up in your mouth, and you're like, I'm about to blow. I got up and went to the back door, puked all over his parents' back patio, but it gets worse. I then proceeded to lay in the grass, puke and fart. Puke and fart all at the same time, and he heard and saw it all. My date called someone to pick me up, and safe to say we didn't really talk again after that. Okay, there's so many layers to this. The fact that you were laying in the grass, so like were you just like, and then you rolled over and puked? It's the puke and fart for me. It's the two. Did you poop? Or was it just like, I have so many questions. And the fact that he had to call someone to come get you, oh, be traumatized after that. Traumatized. But you know what? Let me say this though, because you know what? He was obviously not husband material. If you can't puke and fart in front of the person that you are going to marry and they're not willing to take care of you, like they call someone to come get you, not husband energy. Not husband energy. I need you to see me at my worst, and that might be a puke and fart in the grass, and you're, take it or leave it. Take it or leave it, babe. This next one would like to remain anonymous. She said, when I was 18, I had an accident at the beach and I ended up having to get stitches in my vagine area. I was not expecting to read that. I was like, oh, you had an accident, like surfing? Vagine, okay, yeah, I mean, I hopped a fence to get a good surf spot. The rest is history. Oh no. That physically pains me. Well, a few months later, a friend of mine set me up on a blind date. I met him at my favorite sushi spot in town, and when he showed up, I thought, wow, he's super hot. I feel like I've seen him, though. I don't think much about it at San Clemente. Oh, wait. I didn't think much about it as San Clemente is a small beach town with a ton of military folks, too. So the date is going well, and he says, I feel like I've met you before. Oh my gosh, were you guys like cousins? I told him I thought the same thing when we walked into the restaurant. So we continue our conversation, and about 30 minutes go by, and his face gets beet red. I'm so nervous. Notice his face and body language change. Now, this is before social media was widely used to stalk people, yeah. So I ask him if he's okay. He says yes, and is short with me the rest of the night, and doesn't make eye contact. I'm literally, there's like a second screenshot of this, and I'm literally scared to press it. I asked, dude, what's your deal? You were fine up until about 30 minutes ago. He gets red in the face again and says, you haven't asked what I do for a living. Like a hitman? Does he murder people? Did he stalk you? I said, okay, well, I don't really care. It's not a deciding factor in who I date unless you're a career serial rapist or murderer or something. See, we're thinking. What do you do for a living? He says, I'm a gynecological plastic surgeon. No. It took me about 5 minutes to really understand what he was saying. Then I said, oh my god, you were my surgeon for my fall. Okay, well now I know why you couldn't put a finger on why my face was so familiar. Didn't see much of it. Great work though. No complaints so far. She's as beautiful as ever. This is not real. Like, this is something you read in a freaking book. So he's seen it. First date, and he's... Just to say, the date ended quickly and we never saw each other again. Oh, what are the odds of that? Unreal. Unreal. You really sewed that up for you. And then you guys went to sushi. Okay, this one is from Angeline Bauer. She said, oh my god, so this is also poop related. We love to see it. We love to read it. My now husband and I were dating at the time and living about an hour and 15 minutes away from each other. I came down one night to hang out for a bit and get dinner. So we go to Who Hot. What is Who Hot? I don't got one of those around here. We eat dinner and then we go back to his house for a bit. We're both tired, so we just go lay down and cuddle on his twin bed. My stomach starts to hurt really bad. In his room, there's like this little side room that had his own bathroom, and I wasn't about to use it because, okay, good. I was like, please tell me you did not do that. One, it was gonna stink, and two, he would hear it. Period. Like, you can't. That's a no. I've also never even farted in front of him then, so I get up and say I need to run down to my car real quick. Smart. I go downstairs and open the door to outside and shut it. but then sneak into the main level bathroom and just let the eruption begin. Finally, I go up the door and shut it again, pretending I was coming inside, and then go back upstairs. The commitment, the acting. My stomach still wasn't feeling well, so I told him I wasn't feeling well and I was gonna go ahead back already. So I left and somehow made it an hour and 15 minutes back to my place. The commitment to the door is really impressive in this story. And the fact that you made it an hour and 15 minutes back to your house without pooping your pants. Like, I love a good, successful poop story. I love it. And you guys are married now, so I'm sure you've told him this story and it's hilarious now. And again, husband material when you're able to talk about your poop catastrophes. All right, this next one is from Jade_R_Abercrombie. She said, I was having dinner with a guy, first date, and as we were about to eat, he literally took out his fake tooth. She goes, didn't know he had one, and put it on his plate before he started to eat. That is foul. It was all slimy and just not cute. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't stop staring at it. No, so this is when I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna pay for my food and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go right now. Because here's the thing, communication is key in a relationship. I'm gonna need you to let me know that you have a fake tooth. Like, that's a real good icebreaker in a conversation. I need to know that before you just willingly take it out and put it on your plate. Not even a napkin, you don't even have like a little box for it to keep it safe. You put it on your plate while we're eating. That is that seems disrespectful to me, and I'm gonna get my food, I'm gonna pay for it, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see myself out. Again, like I talked about the car, I'm not dissing anyone who has a fake tooth. People, it happens. You get in accidents, you have fake teeth. But you have to warn the person. I am so sorry that happened. Like, did you see him again? I'm assuming not by the way you worded that, but that is foul. One is Ashley9 Soccer. She said, girl, this guy, myself, and a bunch of my friends went to watch a fireworks show on the 4th of July a couple of years ago, like an hour from where we live. We could all fit in one car, but he insisted on him and I riding in his truck. His truck broke down 3 times on the way there. He didn't know how to jump his truck, so I had to teach him how to use jumper cables. That was the first and the last date I went on with him. Okay, all I gotta say, Ashley9 Soccer, queen energy. Queen. This next one is from Catherine_Ann. She said, I wouldn't even call this a first date, but this guy was begging me to hang out, so I was like, fine. But I'm showing up with no makeup on, and that's what you get. Period. We hung out for a little bit. When I went home in the next few days, he was begging me to come over and cuddle, and he needed me in all of this. Then asked for rides. And talked to me about how broke he was. Okay, and what were you supposed to do to fix that? You know, like, if you're complaining about being broke, but I don't see any movement, like, if you're asking for rides, it better be to work or to get to make some money for you and your family. I don't, And girls are the clingy ones, she says. It was a hard no for me. So glad you're out of that one. Wonder how he's doing now, you know? Hope he's well. Hope he's figured that out, because that's not cute. Okay, this next one is from Brie.Gonzalez. Hi, Brie. Worst was when I was on a date with a guy I met online, and at the end of it, he kissed me out of nowhere when I'd already made up my mind that I wasn't feeling it and therefore was not giving him any signals, and I, no joke, slithered like a freaking snake out from under his arm and into my car in one fluid motion and drove away without my seatbelt on while he stared after me. Oh, picturing you driving, like, trying not to make eye contact, like, so awkward. Okay, but this is one of those situations, like I was talking about at the beginning, where it's creepy energy. Like, you're like, my body language, clearly, the entire time we've been together, has not been there. And unfortunately, like, I laugh, but a lot of women have been in these situations where it's so uncomfortable and weird and creepy. So I'm glad you slithered your way out of there. You did what you had to do. You sacrificed your safety to get out of there without your seatbelt on, and I respect it. She says, I then saw him on my college campus weeks later, and he called my name, and I ran away. I ghosted him, but every time I start to feel bad, I remembered he did not care if I was down to kiss or not, and then I don't feel bad anymore. Period. That's the thing. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes I would be too nice sometimes to people or to guys when I felt uncomfortable, and I'm looking back like, no, never apologize for anyone who makes you feel weird. Get out of there. And I'm glad you ghosted him, because ew. This one is from my friend Kaylee. Her username is Kaylee A. Todd. I think she actually sent me 2. So the first one is, did I ever tell you about the time in high school I went to a movie with some guy and we sat in the back row and I was like, oh my god, he wants to kiss. But basically, as soon as we sat down, he leaned his head back against the wall and fell asleep. No, okay, that is so heartbreaking. Like, I remember sometimes being young at the movie theater in the back row, like, you know, if the date takes you to the back row, you're like, oh, this is a date, like, we're, And I remember, like, putting my hand, like, so awkwardly on the armrest, just like, I'm here, you know what I mean? They never hold your hand. But the fact that he fell asleep, like, are you kidding me? Like, did you enjoy the movie? Was that even fun for you? Or were you just the whole time in your mind thinking, like, we could have kissed, like, we could have held hands? Like, I would instantly be like, okay, cool, he hates me, you know what I mean? Like, that's rude. Like, drink a Red Bull or something. Be respectful. Like, if you know you're gonna go to the movie and you're a little sleepy, do something about it. Okay, the next one is from Kaylee as well. She goes, wait, oh my god, I have another one I forgot about. So I was visiting in New York and met up with a Tinder match, and we had this amazing date, like rooftop bars, wandering around the city for hours. Okay, that's cute. That's like the dream date. We went to a cute diner super late at night, and then we went back to his place, and he was like, oh, by the way, I live with my brother, so you have to be quiet. And homeboy had a loft bed. So we were like sneaking and whispering and trying to be quiet, and his twin, I just spit, his twin loft bed, and then his brother walked in and was like, Brian, we need to talk about this in the morning after she leaves. So then we went to sleep, and then in the morning, he was like, all right, well, the subway is that way, and you have to take the 7 to the whatever, and didn't even walk me there, so I had to find it myself, and his instructions were crap, so I almost got lost and had to ride the subway like 100 blocks by myself. Okay, it's the loft bed for me. Also, like, his brother coming in, we need to talk when she leaves. Like, that is the most cringe, awkward situation ever. You're like, okay, like, do I go? And you're in a random city. Well, not random, but, like, you've never been there. You don't know your way around. You can't just be like, oh, maybe I'll just go home. Again, the loft bed. Like, what? If you're willingly going on Tinder dates and you're thinking, like, I might bring her back to my place, like, are you not thinking that through? Like, maybe go to IKEA and upgrade. Okay, I think this is the last one. So this is from Alyssa Tierley. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry. She said, when my husband and I were dating, we were at his place prepping for a party. He left, I can't remember why, and I was making Jell-O shots. Then it hit me, and I was like, oh, thank God, he's not here, I can just go. Oh, it hit you. Like, you're about to poop your pants. Got it. I see where we're going. Love another poop story. Love it. She said, so I did, except it was bad. There was no water left in the bowl. No plunger in sight. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I'm panicking and Googling what to do. Oh my god, that is so me. I literally Google every situation. If you guys looked at my Google history, you'd be like, are you okay? Like, I'm panicking and Googling what to do when I come across an article that says basically flush it out by pouring water into the toilet, okay? So I creep back into the kitchen, past his roomie in the living room to retrieve why is that so hard for me to say? Retrieve a giant bowl that I filled with water. I then took it to the bathroom and poured it down the toilet. I had to do that more than once before it worked. Just imagine you, like, walking to the kitchen, like, hey, just getting some water. Like, did he ask you? Like, did you ever get caught? Had it worked, I contemplated leaving and never speaking to him again. Okay, so, again, so many things I've learned from this. So good to know that if there's no water, to just pour water back into it. I honestly didn't know that, so that is good in case you're in one of those dire diarrhea situations. And the fact that I'm assuming the roomie, like, didn't question you going back and forth in the kitchen. I don't know how many times you did that, but that is impressive, and your commitment is amazing. You know, you just, like, I swear I am the quickest thinker and like the most wise I ever am is when I'm about to poop my pants or I'm in a horrible poop situation. Like, it's do or die. You're in survival mode. You're like, okay, this is what's in front of me. What is the best solution for this? And we do what we have to do. I remember one time being at someone's house and it was in a downstairs bathroom and a lot of people were down there. I knew maybe someone else would come in after me and use the bathroom, but I had to poop. Like, it was not something I could hold until I got home. It was like, it has to come out right now. And I remember opening up their cabinet and getting their cleaning supplies out. And I'm like, after I poop, I'm cleaning this bathroom, so there's no trace of my poop smell in this place. It's going to smell like Pine Sol and Lysol because I'm covering up whatever stank I just left. Alyssa, respect, and thank you for teaching me a new thing. I don't have to Google search that. All right, guys, well, that is all of your worst date or most embarrassing dating experiences. Again, I hope I got to all of them and didn't miss DMs like I did last time, but I really triple checked my DMs to make sure I got all of them. So I hope I got to all of them, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I truly love making these. I think it's so fun. I feel like so connected to you guys to just read what you guys have gone through. They are hilarious. I hope you're able to just like relax, eat a snack, and hang out with me and have fun watching these. So thank you to every person who sent in their worst date confessions. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate you trusting me with your stories and being able to share them. Again, if you want to participate, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Alyx Camille. I will be posting part 3 very soon. I'll be posting that topic so you can participate. And again, if you are not on Instagram, feel free to email me down below. It'll be in the description box, and I will let you know what the confession is, and you can share it with me. So thank you again so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing week, and I will see you in my next video. Love you.